let's take another look at D&D Beyond. Welcome to my channel. I focus on tabletop role-playing games, video games, and science fiction. Let's talk about D&D Beyond. So here's the page. We notice we're still in beta phase 1, compendium listing and forums. So that's there. Let's take, the interesting part is that we now, under characters, we now have races, classes, backgrounds, and feats. So we can view backgrounds. It lists a few backgrounds. If we go back to characters and we look at the races, it includes all the races that are in the player's handbook, I believe, or in the SRD. I'm not sure, but it includes the races and the classes. So it's a little bit more complete than it was before. And we got backgrounds. So yeah, we talked about backgrounds, and we have feats. So only one feat listed anyway, but that's there. So, and we have the compendium, which goes through and lists a bunch of stuff, which is useful. Expenses. It's got, you know, I'm not saying there's not good things here. This is actually, it's well organized. It's and so on. But let's look at the forum and see where we're going. Now the forums, so we got news and announcements. So this is probably the most interesting one. And then this is why I'm doing this, is because there was a beta release notes of April 12th, which I didn't notice this immediately that came out. And this is where it talks about the release of the character. We've updated phase 1 to include the new character section. So this is the basic rules in the system reference document. So very clear, what you see can be used in beta will remain free going forward. Okay, so that's important. So we have, this is our classes I've shown before, and we've got our basic rules, how to adventure, and so on. Now they ask for feedback, which is interesting. So, thank you for participating. How likely would you recommend to a colleague? That's interesting. That's standard, scale of 1 to 10. But then they have this list here, and this is, I guess, for phase 2. And I spent a lot of time thinking about this because it doesn't have offline access is listed here, but that's not listed till phase 3. But I notice on here that this line here, we are launching with the compendium character sheet, character builder and sheet, and homebrew content management. They're launching with homebrew content management. Which features would you most like to have in the future? And they said that they're launching with this. Okay, so this is a little concerning because I said I haven't seen anything about homebrew management. So this is where I go up here and let's do a search, all forums, and let's do homebrew. As you can tell, I've done this a couple of times. Let's restrict it to titles. Search. No results. Oh, that's homebrew. Okay, homebrew. Search. Okay, so we see there's a lot of hits, but I don't see favorite homebrew rules, but I don't see, we get back to these mega threads, which are focus feedback. I don't see anything about homebrew. So it's going, what are they talking about? It's already, what are they saying when I get back to here? That they're launching with homebrew content management. And I was curious about that. And I go, where is the homebrew content management? And I go, oh, but they have it. If we go here, the Dungeon Masters Guild is now open. So this is where you can upload a collaboration between Dungeons and Dragons, upload your creations, a browse submission from some of gaming's most esteemed designers, self-published material set in the Forgotten Realms. Okay, now if we look here, this is at the general information, content and format questions that For now, the Dungeon Masters Guild limited to Forgotten Realms and Ravenloft settings only. You can publish generic enough without effort and doesn't explicitly relate it to the others. So if you publish with this, this I believe, and I'd like to hear some other people's comments, but this arguably is a content management system, because you can put your content if you follow their rules. Now, why do I say that? You got to think about, this is Wizards of the Coast. They want to control the content narrative. They're not going to want, for example, my World of Amoras, which is dealing with sex slave trade. There's no way they're going to allow me to put that up there, because it's very explicit. So what happens is that that's not the view that Wizards of the Coast would want. They want a very sanitized, plain, not controversial, because Dungeons and Dragons has had controversy in the past. I can't flame them for that, but they are a business. They want it very plain and, non-controversial and just a moneymaker. So, which makes sense in a business setting, but if you've got content that is in Forgotten Realms or Ravenloft, you can put that up into Dungeon Masters Guild. Now, this is a website. And it's integrated with selling this and that. That fits back with their argument here. There's homebrew content management. So, as I've said before, D&D Beyond is a website. You've got another website from Wizards, which is Dungeon Masters Guild. And you can browse it, you can review it, you can visit the Dungeon Masters Guild if we go here, and we can see all this content that's there, and this is content. So what happens is that it allows them to also make money, because now their content management system, the idea is that you want to be able to produce it, upload it, and then if you sell it, they will take a cut, which is what was dealt with that's the whole thing between the Dungeon Masters Guild. So because looking at what's here, they're saying that they're releasing with homebrew content management, which I have searched and I can't find anything in there. If you found it, please give me some links. I'd love to hear about that. So let's look at what they've talking about. A couple things that pop off with me. Offline access. Okay, yeah, I've said to me that's a big one, and they know that that's a big one. What do you want? Let's see. We are launching with a compendium, character builder, and homebrew content management. Which features would you be most excited to have in the future? Okay, so that says, first off, these are features that don't exist right now, and they're not ready to be released in the next day or two. Let's be honest, because if they're asking about that, what do you want? You've got Encounter Builder, offline access, group finder, stream integration, native mobile app, monster progression builder, random table generators, dice rolling, combat initiative tracker, and virtual tabletop integration. Let's talk about a couple of these things. As I said, this is stream integration. This is integration with Twitch. They're asking about this because this is what I believe they want. They want to have a single button where I can stream it to Twitch, because it's built by Curse, it's managed by Curse. And Curse is a Twitch company, so they're going to want that. I'd predicted that they would have that stream integration. Now, so offline access, okay, we'll skip over that because that's it. So they've got a group finder. Okay, that's interesting. Native mobile app. All right, that's native mobile app is there. But we have virtual tabletop integration. Now, if I take combat initiative tracker And the random monster generator and the monster progression builder, don't I have much of what's in the tabletop integration if I've got all these other rules that are already there? It's sort of, it basically says, do they really want integration with Fantasy Grounds and Roll20? But, you know, virtual tabletop integration, or are they talking about their own virtual tabletop integration? That's an interesting question there, and that's not clear. You can please specify this. So that's what I'm seeing here, is that I think we're going to be seeing integration with the Dungeons Masters Guild, because they're both from Wizards. It actually makes sense that they integrate both of them together, and that would give you this content, and it would control it because it would be downloadable from there. But then you're in the restrictions of what they have. Now they keep saying we intend to open up additional settings and IP as time goes on. So as that goes on, I'm expecting when homebrew content is released, it's going to be done through Dungeon Masters Guild. Now you can tell me if you think I'm wrong. I'd like to hear in the comments. But take a look at this. They said, while continuing to launch with the Compendium Character Builder and Homebrew Content Managers, which feature would you be most excited to have in the future? They are saying they launched with Homebrew Content Management in this Beta 1 feedback. But I don't see it, except as the Dungeon Masters Guild. So that's the way I read the tea leaves right now, but I still think this is fun, the stream integration, which is integration with Twitch. So thank you for watching my video. I look forward to learning what you think about this video. Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate all your comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down. I appreciate both forms of feedback. If you're new here and would like to subscribe, you can click on the icon on the left. If you're interested, there's more content on the right.